What's going on, guys? Welcome to the new episode of Double Dragons, but it might not be called Double Dragons for very long, very much longer. But here's Otaku with me. No, but Dame Kimmer don't want to be.
What up?
Not much. So local guy went went through all that trouble to make us a logo. Now we might be calling it a different.
Well, let's tell the story. Let's tell the story.
Okay. The story is that we're both actually our Asian animals are both actually we're both tigers.
We're both
I'm
tigers.
in yeah,
And
so I'm 86, you're 70 in the 70.
74.
So
Yeah.
74. So we're not we're not that far apart, but but we're like one cycle apiece. So
Right. So I mean, I knew I was older than you,
right.
and
But we didn't know we were
never
the
really
same
shared a zodiac, right?
right,
But
right.
after talking, you said you were a tiger, and I was like, no way, I'm a tiger too.
Right, right.
So the whole fact that we were doing double dragons
Right.
was kind of, we were just like that'd be a cool kind of like
Right.
duo. It's a video
Right.
game, kind of
Right.
cool to do. But we're actually the same, zodiac animal, which in Asia, that's like, there's like a bond there in
Right.
terms of
Kinship, like a
it's
brotherhood.
just weird how I mean, what are the odds, right? What are the
Right,
odds
right.
you and I would be
Two
the same
tigers.
tigers, right?
Two, at
Tigers,
that, two tigers that there's a two of the same size.
right? So I just found that really cool. And so
Right.
I think it would be appropriate to just change our name to Double Tigers, right?
Right. Right.
I'm down with it.
Double Tiger podcast.
So Loke, if you're watching, we need a Double Tigers. We need to change it up to Double Tigers.
Yeah.
Tigers are cooler anyway, I think, than dragons.
Yeah, well, tigers are more mystical. Well, what was it? Dragons are more mystical, but at least
dragons
tigers
are
are.
like they're mythic.
Yeah.
I'm sure some form of dragon existed. Maybe they went extinct at some point because
Right.
dragons are pretty much in every culture,
Right.
culture's lore, right? But what I love about tigers is that they're endangered right now, but they still
Right.
they're real animals,
Right.
and yeah, they're definitely indigenous to
Well, yeah, like you said, if
Asia.
Loke's watching, we can do a white tiger and then a normal normal colored tiger on one side if you want.
Seriously, that's what we
Yeah.
need to do.
Most people have.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I could bring up the first thing. Diamond lost another publisher, so Boom Studios. So and the biggest thing with that is they're still delayed. The books are still getting delayed. It's still wait a week, wait 2 weeks. It's affecting a lot of shops and stuff and saying, hey, you know what I mean? It's like now they got to have a different bill. That's fine. The problem is, what are they going to order? How much are they going to order from Diamond now since they're losing Boom? Who else are they going to lose in another month or 2 months? Dynamite, you know what I mean, or any of those smaller ones?
absolutely right.
That was in the chat. What's going on?
We're Double Tigers now, by the way.
Oh yeah, the new show name, Double Tigers. Come to find out, we're both
Tigers.
we're both. So yeah, but yeah. So I mean, who else is Diamond gonna lose, and what else is Diamond? Because I think a lot of the people are with Diamond because of loyalty to the company or loyalty to the person, because they're friends with the owner or whatever it is. But eventually that's gonna get old because they don't package real well. They charge you they charge an arm and a leg. You know what I mean? I've heard people finding cigarettes, wood, all kinds of stuff in the boxes. You know what I mean? Like a whole pack of cigarettes in a box before. Just like
No, I mean every shop owner when I talk to them about the distribution, they're always complaining. Yeah,
yeah,
we got
yeah,
just a bunch of damaged books.
yeah.
And this has been an ongoing issue since like the pandemic, right? So,
But no, it's been ongoing issues for a lot.
a lot longer.
Diamond's been
Yeah,
like that for a
I've
lot
only
longer
known
than
about it
that.
since the pandemic, but yeah,
Yeah, but they've been an issue but because they were the only thing in town. But now you got Penguin, and now you got the other the other guys. There should be it shouldn't have it should be not affecting much, but it's affecting a lot more than you think, because a lot can't get books on time. You know what I mean? That's Dude, if you're getting less, if you don't have the big two, Marvel or DC, you should be able to at least make your quota of books, or maybe deliver books on at least on time when they say you're supposed to. Yeah, Lunar is the other one. Yeah, so it's three of them now. So they can't say they're the only thing
they
in
all have
town.
their, I think, individual issues. No
Right,
one's like perfect. I guess
right,
logistics. I think logistics for books always is going to be. It's not going to be perfect, right? Because the books are kind of plastic bound and just shoved in boxes and stuff. So
yeah, but it can't be any worse than, you know what I mean. Some Diamond's been, a lot of people. It's been with Diamond for a long time since you know what I mean. It's like, but it's like a lot of that stuff is it's like I said, what other publisher or whatever, what other ones are they gonna lose? They already lost Boom. Boom's another big one. So are they gonna lose, the what is it, Titan and all the other ones behind them after Boom? You know what I mean? Dynamite. You know what I mean? That's another big one. You know, so it's like,
yeah, I mean, Boom was a big one, and
yeah,
if these issues persist, I think I think they have an opportunity to right the ship here.
mm,
Um, but if it's just they've got a system in place and they're just not going to fix the issues, then yeah, it's they're the only option is for retailers to really complain
right,
to the point where they don't order the books. They don't order
right,
certain titles, and that's
right.
just ultimately not for
Not
the
feasible
publishers.
because right, because people read Dynamite, so there's people that read Vampy, people that read Red Sonja, the all those Disney books that they released. You know what I mean? It's like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. They're gonna have to go through Diamond anyways. But eventually, Dynamite's gonna probably get fed up with them too, and then go, hey, maybe I should go with Penguin or or Lunar. It's like, eventually, because if you can't release my books, or you can't get my books to them or on Wednesday when they're supposed to be out, and that's gonna hinder a lot of people.
Yeah. All right. What else has been going on?
Let's see. You said you said, what was it, the Hollywood Reporter, or one of the other ones that had spoiled some stuff, but we don't, we were not going to do that, but
Well,
they
so
have
yeah,
an
the
article.
Hollywood Insider came out and confirmed some details around the end credit scene in the upcoming
Right,
Falcon, Captain
Falcon
America
winter,
Falcon.
yeah, for Captain America Falcon, or America's Falcon Captain, or whatever it is. It's going to be named. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
Falcon and
but
the
yeah,
Captain
Falcon and
America
the yeah
something or other.
Right.
That
But
movie, yeah,
it's
that movie hasn't. It's been reshot a bunch of. Well, actually, it got reshot because of poor, I think, feedback from
right.
audiences because they test the film with audiences before they
Right.
release it. And apparently, it was just horrible. So they had to go back and reshoot scenes, and all the reshoots are done.
Right.
One of the Hollywood insiders confirmed some details around the end credit scene, and
Uh,
I know what it is. I'm not going to spoil it for anybody.
right.
Let me just say it's nothing. It's nothing
Yeah.
like mind blowing or earth shattering. It's kind
Right.
of stuff we've all been anticipating anyway. So
Right.
just
That's the Marvel side. Now we DC the DC side. You were just telling me that Clayface is gonna get his own little series.
Jim Lee confirmed it. So Jim Lee confirmed
Right.
on his Instagram that Clayface is going to be getting his own
Dude,
movie,
that's gonna be a little weird. I
not
mean,
series, movie. He's going to be getting his
okay,
own movie.
it's gonna be a
Um,
little interesting and weird. Hey, look.
hey, hey, Naman Young.
Yeah.
We gotta hop on and do something. I think people think we had a falling out or something, and that's that's not the case.
Nope.
Just I know you're dealing with some health issues,
Yeah.
and you seem to. I know you're partnering up with Loke now, so it's kind of like we kind of splinter celled this thing, but we should all four of us hop on and
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Double Tigers versus something. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
just do animal style. We'll go all animals, Zodiac animal style. But yeah,
Well,
thanks for joining us, Sean.
one of these episodes we should bring Loke in and Namen on anyway.
Yeah.
So that'd be fun.
Oh yeah. Totally.
Okay.
Let's bring Naman Hyung on now.
All right, let me send them the link real quick. Give me 1 second. I got him. I got you. Give me 1 second.
All right. We got a comic book where I'm coming on to Double Tigers.
Yeah.
This is a special treat.
Yeah. There he is. And let's do this. There we go. Check his Instagram. Actually, he could pop in whenever he wants. Being honest.
This is his. Oh, are you backstage? Come on. Did you send him the link via IG?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll pop in.
Yeah. We'll give him a second.
So I'm a little perplexed by the announcement, Clayface announcement. They're saying it's going to be like a horror movie or something. Well, not a horror movie, I guess. But I mean, it's going to be like kind of like dark in tone and all that.
I could see that. I could see why they're going that way though, because he was an actor originally, and then he got messed up with this chemical spill. So, you know what I mean? I could see why it would be a horror movie.
I don't think he's just. I don't know. To get his own movie, you know what I mean? It's like he's a great villain, but he's not even among the A-list villains, I would say. Right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he ain't, because he can mimic any of them. So being honest,
true. I mean, he can shape shift and all that, but
yeah. So
how is that going to carry a solo movie though?
Yeah, where he shapeshifts every time.
I mean,
it could be interesting.
It's like I understand Joker, right? Joker, that makes sense.
Right.
To have a standalone movie, even Bane,
right,
to a certain degree makes sense. But
yeah, then the Penguin had his own little show too, so that the Penguin was a little weird too, because he's just a mobster that's just
Penguin's a A-list Batman villain, right?
Yeah.
Are you talking about A-list rogues gallery villains? I guess you'd have to put Clayface in there,
right?
But I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot more. We'll have to see because I mean, just at face value, when you say, "Oh, Clayface is coming in 2028" or something like that, for me, it's like big deal. It's not. It's
Right.
not creating a lot of buzz in my world, but who knows? Maybe they'll do something really intelligent with it. What are some of the other things? Yeah, I mean, Craven came out.
Yeah, Craven came out. I haven't seen it yet. So have you?
I hear it's horrible.
Right.
People aren't liking it.
I'm not surprised because they didn't like the Madam Web. They didn't like you know what I mean. They didn't like what the hell is the vampire? Morbius. Good. Yeah, and they didn't like Morbius, so I had a feeling they weren't gonna like Craven because the way it's written, it's and the way it looks, it doesn't look quite like him. You know what I mean? Or doesn't sound like what he would be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not.
Yeah,
they were already haters on that Sony whatever universe already. So this was the last one anyway. So it was bound.
I really think Sony should stop making movies, except Spider-Verse. Don't get me wrong. The Spider-Verse is great.
Right, but they stop making movies. The rights go back to
Yeah, Marvel just go back, take them away. I mean, they're not putting.
They should, but I don't know what's stopping them from taking it. Nothing really, honestly.
I don't know who these execs are that are greenlighting these projects, but they need to. This is like valuable IP for them. They just can't be like, oh, let's do a Craven movie and then have it just bomb. Because now, when are you going to bring Craven back?
Right. Or when are you going to bring any of that stuff, like Morbius, any of those guys back?
Right.
I mean? It's like, yeah. So it's like now because they can't even touch. Marvel can't even touch them right now because they have movies.
I know what they were trying to do. They're trying to do like a Sinister Six, right? They're trying to kind of set everybody up for a Sinister Six showdown.
Right.
But what you're doing is you're killing the Sinister Six before you even get a chance to do it.
Right.
They'd end up being Sinister 2.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Right now it's only 2 because there he is. What's going on?
Hey,
hey guys.
Long time no see.
Well, yeah.
What's up?
Not much. What's going on with you?
Huh?
How's your health?
Huh?
Your health. How's your health doing?
Oh, it's getting better. It's getting better.
You look great. Great.
Mm-hmm. I actually lost about 30 pounds.
I know. I can tell. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah. He gave it all to me.
Huh? What is it?
He gave it all to me. I gained it.
Don't do that. If it goes on you, then you don't want to get a stroke.
Are you eating healthier? You're not having the fast food anymore?
I'm eating less. I'm eating quite a bit less, and of course, I'm not drinking beer anymore. I'm not drinking beer anymore. I'm not drinking any Dr. Soda Pops.
Yeah. Well, we're Asian. We're not supposed to drink alcohol as much.
And
for yourself, Koreans drink.
And I sleep at night. So
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's good.
That's why I don't have before. I used to think that I have all the time in the world. I get involved with everything. And if I can finish it, then I just finish it at night, Well, that option is not available anymore. So it's like my hours has shrunk quite a bit. But
if you finish it. If you do, you know what I mean. Take your time with it. Don't you don't have to rush anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm definitely not doing YouTube channels that much any videos. I don't know if you guys notice or not.
Well, no, we're watching your draw sessions
You
with
and Loke, yeah, you,
that's
Yeah,
Loke,
yeah, yeah.
and then CJ.
Yeah, Luke was on. He was on 3 hours last time, but I had to go. Like 1 hour, I had to go, and I had to say, "Hey, you guys." I mean, I can't stay too long. So, but yeah, it's I'm thankful that I'm recovering quickly, but still, still you gotta still things are moving slow.
hmm
I myself are moving slow, and
Yeah, I
what
mean,
do you guys? What is this all about? What's this?
oh yeah,
Nothing.
this is just a weekly thing. Jeff and I kind of
Yeah,
connect and catch up and talk books, and it's fun.
yeah. Talk whatever whatever's going on.
Uh, so
like you and Loke doing the artwork now.
yeah,
So,
well, I got Luke trying to coach me to draw again, and
yeah.
I'm trying to trying to draw. Uh, I lost a lot of control,
Mm.
so I'm trying to get it back. Trying to get the
But
You'll get it.
I gotta say that your artwork. I don't know if it's because you're taking more time. It's improved a lot.
really.
Yeah, I think the stuff you're putting, like a couple of drawings you put out, the wicked
Oh
witch
yeah, yeah,
one,
yeah,
there's like a realism there that wasn't, I think, as there before. I don't know if
yeah.
it's some of the work you've been doing with Loke or whatever, but I just feel like there's a real improvement there. So
Yeah,
yeah.
well, uh, I I think what happened is that m- I don't have the motor control anymore as I used. I mean, fine control movements. It's getting better, but uh, I uh, I'm I'm not as I don't have the anxiety anymore. I'm not pressured to. I'm not pressured to. I don't have to be good.
Perfect. Yeah, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
that's how you get. That's how you're gonna get better. Is not having that fear anymore. It's like,
Yeah, and saying,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
F it if if I don't do good, So, uh, yeah, so I think that's whatever you can to, you know, you know, produce and not worry about whether it's going to be good or not.
hmm
You cannot, you cannot control what cannot control what people gonna like. So you cannot control what you're gonna like. So,
Right.
but
Right.
anyway, what do you guys watch the movie Wicked?
No, did you watch something?
Wicked? Oh yeah, it was an awesome movie. I loved it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I hear it's good.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Me
heard
and
it was
my
good
wife
too.
and my daughter went to watch it. It was good.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's setting up. Yeah,
Ramen brings people because we got over 10 people watching.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, now after I said something.
Oh, now they're leaving us now.
Yeah. But
Wicked. It sets up that the wicked witch of the East is good, right? She was actually a good witch. That's the whole premise of Wicked, right?
uh, well, I read the book too, and it's the play that I understand play is that I haven't watched it. I would love to go watch a play now, but the play isn't like is it took it off the book, but it's quite a bit different than book. And then the
the movie's
movie
quite a bit different than the book
took
and the
from the
stage thing, I
play
heard.
more than from the
Yeah.
book.
Gotcha.
So, but in a book, you got even Dorothy is pretty mean. Dorothy's mean, and so it's like you're looking at you're looking at the viewpoint of from the witch, wicked
Uh,
witch, and but uh, but it's pretty interesting how I mean it's a little more complicated than just superhero movie. Villain's not villain or good person is not that good, that kind of stuff.
Right. It's
You
all
know.
yeah,
perspective.
there's
Yeah.
gray area.
Yeah, I mean, and it makes sense too. And you guys watched the original, the
Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I've seen that one, and I've seen that Michael Jackson one.
Oh,
Wiz.
With
Wiz is classic.
Wiz is a
Yeah.
classic too. I collect soundtrack albums, right?
mm,
So I just recently got a uh, Wizard of Oz soundtrack from
okay.
1939 with
Wow.
Judy
Wow.
Garland. It's not in very good condition. It wasn't that expensive. And then I got me the Wicked also. But I like to get Wiz as well because that is jam packed with the
Yeah.
performer on that one,
Yeah.
Diana Ross,
Diana
and
Ross.
Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. But the you guys know that I watched a lot of things are happening in 50 years right now, but the Wizard of Oz, first time I watched it is 50 years ago,
Yeah.
and I have a very close tie with people who actually watched the movie from the theater, even though I watched from the even though even though I watched from the TV, right? But if you I don't know if you know Otaku Hyang, but uh when I first came to the United States, we didn't have a color broadcasting. So color TV was my first. I mean, when I came to the United States, color TV was first thing. And when I watched the movie, you guys know what the specialty about that movie, right?
There's a lot of weird little things in the movie, but yeah, it's first
Wizard of so it's first part of the movie is black and white. Then they do Technicolor.
Technicolor, yeah.
So the at the time when that movie was released, they had color movies, but nobody thought about using color as like changing the world. The world building is. So what they did was, jewelry, farm life, black and white, right? And she goes to Oz and all that color, bursts with color. I mean,
Right.
imagine these people who are always go watch movie theaters to watch black and white movies, and
Right.
they see the
It's
color
like
right
amazing.
there, right?
Yeah.
Amazing, right? Well, guys, I had that same experience when, of course, I didn't understand the language when I first,
Right.
but when my uncle showed me the movie, because we had to go to his place. He had a color TV. We didn't have anything. We just came over to the United States. Anyway, they were playing the movie, and they were showing this jewelry farm life. I mean, this pretty girl was singing. I don't know, that was good, but we go, it's just an old movie. That's all I thought, right?
That's
Then when she hit
when
the
you're young. That's all
Oz,
what you think.
when she got tornado into Oz, and I'm going, wow, all that color, and
Yeah.
so that was. So I had the same kind of experience that those people who watched the movie at the theater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But wow, that was 50 years ago. It was and this Wicked movie really, made me think about that movie because it brought that universe back. That
Right.
that fantasy back, that. So visiting the Oz was again visiting Oz was and I think they did a good job of set design and all that stuff. So
Yeah.
uh, I'm not trying to spoil anything.
No,
Yeah,
I've been watching clips of it, and it definitely looks good. It looks really like, all the special effects in it are really spectacular. Yeah.
you guys were talking about
Simon.
hey, Otaku Hyung, this is a. Okay, I shouldn't be doing this at night. See, that's why I shouldn't be doing these night streams. But I am eating a snack.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. That's the. Is it candy? What is it?
It's one of those cake Japanese.
Bean cakes? Is that the bean? Oh no.
Yeah, kind of bean cake kind of
Okay.
stuff. Yeah,
Cool.
that's one kind, and this one I have in my hand is. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, like a sponge cake type thing or wafer. Nice.
And if,
Oh, like cream. It's got cream inside.
the bean creams and stuff.
Bean
Yeah.
cream. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Matcha cream and all that. But the movie, what was it? Movie you guys were talking about it.
Craven.
Craven. You guys there's a lot of bad reviews.
I know.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering, there's to me, I'll watch these movies, whether it's DC or Marvel.
Right.
Hey, Dillerman.
Yeah.
It looks good. It is pretty good. Whatever the movie is, there's not much difference between DC movie and Marvel movie. I mean, Marvel movie is not really. I mean, they have certain formula they follow, and it's the same thing over and over again. I mean,
Yeah. Well, all of them.
and they
all of
always
them
work
are.
on nostalgia.
Yeah. Yeah.
They really rely on nostalgia, right? Every one of their movies, even Wolverine movie, I enjoy the heck out of it. Wolverine and the Deadpool.
Yeah. But like,
But it's all
like,
about
yeah.
nostalgia, right?
Yep. Yep.
And but I don't know. I just think these reviewers have way they are attacking it. I don't know. I have to see it before I believe that they're really that bad. Although I think they also have a little tie-in with the Marvel. I think because I think Marvel really want the Sony the Spider-Man franchise from Sony.
They'd want it back. Yeah.
Yeah, they want that back bad. So I'm sure they don't want none of the Sony movies to succeed.
Yeah.
So
I think Sony Pictures has a little bit of a. They have, I think, an issue because they have they want to make money off these movies, so they're kind of greenlighting them without
even looking at the script
thinking.
at all.
Yeah, without.
well, the thing is, their contract they have to greenlight them because if they
don't greenlight them, it goes back to Marvel.
Yeah, it goes back to Marvel legally. So
Yeah.
they're a little strained in, Marvel's like, oh, you got delay, good, delay, and all these movie reviewers are attacking it. And I'm going, okay, how can it be so bad that, I mean, I don't know. I just don't. I have to watch it before because when they give bad reviews to DC movies, I don't think it was that bad. Like all the Shazam movies, I don't think they were bad.
What'd you think of Black Adam?
I thought it was okay. It wasn't great, but it was like any other Marvel movies to me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, is Black Widow it was really that good? I mean, Captain Marvel, was that movie that good? I mean, come on. I mean, they make money though, right?
I was telling, I think it was on this show where I was saying like, even Wolverine, Deadpool Wolverine, right? It was funny, but it wasn't like the best like comic
Yeah,
book.
but
Yeah, well,
it
I mean,
wasn't.
I
Yeah.
mean, let's just compare two movies from Marvel. You got the Logan, right,
Hmm.
and the Deadpool and the Wolverine, right?
Right.
Now, it's totally two different movie.
Yeah.
One has a lot of depth to it, right?
Yeah. The Logan
There's
one had a lot of
no
depth, but
substance
the
on this movie.
yeah. Right.
End of the day, it's just, oh, I'm glad that Hugh Jackson is back as Wolverine. That's nice, and I'm glad they're goofing around with Ryan.
Yeah.
That's nice. Matter of fact, I even enjoyed those. Even those are enjoyable because we just like those characters, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Those actors themselves.
Yeah.
But if they didn't do that, the multiverse thing, I would have been really been pissed off if they brought Wolverine back from Logan. They continued the Logan. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they didn't do that. That was good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know. I just
it felt like Deadpool Wolverine was more like just like a just like a
fan film, pretty much.
fan service. It's just and they leaned on it. They really
2 hours of fan service because
yeah,
they brought back a lot of people. They brought back Wesley Snipes. They brought back and they got Channing Tatum to play.
I want him back in Blade.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then they had
earlier too.
Yeah.
Like, he would be. I think if he came back as Blade in like a new movie, as just an aged like vampire, like Slayer.
Right. Yeah, well, because he would age anyways because he's half human anyway, so
he's a
he would
daywalker,
age.
right? So
yeah, and if they don't want him to age too bad, they could put him in the future, right?
True. Yeah.
So I mean, and if I mean, with
it
the
is
modern,
how many 20 years have passed since the last Blade movie?
Yeah, I mean, with the modern technology, you could have him play Wesley Snipes still could play him, and then put in doubles for the put in double and younger version of him.
Yeah, just the digitally, make him younger like they did for
like
Harrison
they did
Ford
with
and
Skywalker and stuff, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what, but again, we asking for the same thing. I mean, Wesley Snipes was so good that we want him back. It's a nostalgia thing. We don't care about how good the story is going to be or not. But then again, it's a freaking Dracula movie. I mean, what kind of deep story you're gonna get out of it?
It was not a deep story. Yeah, that was for sure. It was not a deep story. It was just almost like
it's a popcorn movie. They're all popcorn movies, right?
Popcorn movie.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
I mean,
no substance.
I don't know what these guys are yelping about. Oh, this superhero movie was done right and so on and so on. So I'm going, it's just superhero movie. I enjoy it. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
I enjoy it.
Then the other thing that came out this week was the trailer for Mortal Kombat. That Conan's gonna be in Mortal Kombat.
Conan?
Yeah, Conan.
Barbarian.
Yeah, it's gonna be Arnold's Conan and being in it's kind of I forgot about that. Yeah, well, I don't know, but
are they from same franchise? Are they from same company? Conan?
No, but it's a DLC like they release DLCs from like other characters to like because they've done it before. They've done Freddy, they've done Jason, they've done the aliens, they've done Predator.
So Conan versus the Mortal Kombat universe.
Yeah, pretty much. It's pretty funny. I've seen a couple of trailers of the gameplay. It's kind of funny though. But I mean, it's kind of
I'm
cool.
actually excited for the next Predator movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Predator. Yeah. The from the Prey.
It's gonna be Predator versus Aliens again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. And then there's gonna be another. I heard another Prey movie too. The prequel one.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
There's supposed to be another prequel one coming, and then a lot of this stuff, some of that stuff came out of the comic books, anyways. Like the musket that came out of the first Prey. So that musket gun, where they actually came out, like there were little bits and pieces.
Okay.
That's cool. So Arnold's supposed to be in the new Mortal Kombat 1 or whatever it is.
The new voice? His voice?
His voice and the likeness of Conan is Arnold. So
I'd watch that. Yeah.
But it's in the DLC it's in the game. So it's kind of funny to see him fight
Shao it's not Kahn. A movie, it's a game.
Yeah. But
if he's gonna bring Conan back, bring Red Sonja back too.
Yeah, but Conan's in the so I mean, you never know. That might be the next DLC they bring back in the game. It might be Red Sonja.
Did Brigitte Nielsen play Red Sonja?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
But there's supposed to be a new Red Sonja movie coming. I forgot the actress' name.
Then it got canceled, right?
Yeah. No, I think it was still coming. I think. Last I heard it was still coming down the line. It was still coming out because it got made.
What's that? Oh, that's the ginseng.
Ginseng juice.
Ginseng juice. That's expensive stuff.
Huh?
That's expensive.
So this is what I have instead of beer.
Is it alcoholic ginseng drink?
No alcohol in there.
No alcoholic.
No alcohol, sadly.
Yeah, but so he's supposed to be in the game. He's supposed to be released. I forgot what the trailer said, but he's supposed to be released sometime next month or this month or something like that. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
You wanna participate in our weekly book? What we do is we prepare one speculation book, one recommendation book you just would recommend that maybe is more low key, but you think people should collect or have for a specific reason, and then one flex book. Flex book is like a big book, like maybe one of the top ones in your collection.
Yeah, I lost the signal a little bit there.
Okay. Yeah, it's 3 books that we show off. One is a speculation book, one is a recommendation book, and one is a flex book, which is like something you would show off, like one of your best books.
I don't have those books.
What books are those books? What are you talking about?
Huh? I don't know. I don't have those
nice books, yeah.
Huh?
You got a lot of nice books.
Yeah, but I don't have big books.
Oh, you have a couple big books.
What are big books that I have?
Well, you got like the first. Don't you have like the first appearance of who is it? You have like a big first, like a key issue, don't you?
I mean, I have a Miss Marvel.
No, I'm thinking
I have a
you got like first Star Wars, you got first Kazar.
I don't have Kazar, but I have a Star Wars.
Oh, you don't have?
That's like 100. I mean, I bought those. Those are like $100 books. I mean, they're not, they're not big $1,000 books.
You don't have first Kazar? I thought you had the first issue of that one.
No, I just recently got a Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. Okay, that's big. That's pretty big.
Let's see. Oh! I got this one, but this is pretty big book.
Okay.
but I think you guys already saw it. But it's not. See, I didn't get this myself.
Oh, nice.
Ah.
Golden Age. That's a big book.
It's the first appearance of the worm.
Oh, a character.
Oh. No, it's it's the word he's near the book, comic book word. It's the Captain Marvel villain, that worm.
What is it? Mr. Mind.
Mr. Mime, yeah. It's so he got the first appearance.
Yeah, well, first physical appearance. There's
Yeah,
like
so
three
yeah.
different,
So that is
versions
a
of
big
it.
book.
Huh?
That's a
It
big
is a
book. That's
pretty
a
big
Flex
book.
book.
Yeah.
But
But I
That's a
didn't get it
Flex
for
book.
myself. You know,
that
the
still counts as
Great
a Flex
Legend.
book.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he sent it to me for no reason. He sent it to
Wow.
me.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, he
I
sent
don't
it
know
to
what to
him
do
for
for
a
the
reason
man
because
now.
you're known as the comic book worm.
Because
There's a reason.
you know, I don't spend like I don't. You know, this is like $300-$400 book. You know, I don't spend that much money on a book.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right?
I said that. I
mean,
said the same thing, and look what
huh?
happened. I said the
I
same
mean,
thing
when
before.
people send me stuff like that, how do I pay him back when I don't do that to my? I mean, because I don't have that
We
kind
do
of
that.
books.
Yeah.
We do that. We do that all the time. I
Huh?
do. We do that all the time.
Do what?
The group of us, we do that. We
Give-
send big
give
books.
Big books. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now, I mean, I sort of, I mean, I go, yeah, one of these days I'm gonna get it, you know, one of these days I'm
Well,
gonna
now
get
you got it.
because I mean, how appropriate is it that I should have a first appearance of Mr.
Yeah,
Mind, right?
Mr. Mime, the comic book worm.
form, right? I mean,
Yep.
but now there's 3 issues. There's one where the oh, I better not say anything. I better not say anything because crazy people like Great Legend was, send me shit. I'm going, oh my gosh.
That's what's great about this community, man. It's a
Yeah. You gotta love
It's-
people.
Huh?
yeah.
Gotta love people.
That's why.
Yeah, I used to do those this year I didn't do it because I used to do, oh, this is my grill, 10 my grills, right? And as soon as I put one out, Kelly Comics, he says, Kelly Comics sends me Middleman issue number 1, the Silver Age book. I'm going, holy cow. I mean, don't do that kind of stuff. Don't do that because I cannot pay
That's
back
right.
like
You
that.
have a Middleman number 1, right? Yeah.
So that's why I got it, because he sent it
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
But that's because that's the whole reason of this community in the first place is to show,
I mean, only way I can pay. I need to get better at drawing is I need to give him a couple of. Otherwise, I cannot give him anything valuable.
it's your friend. It's as long as you enjoy it. That's all they could. That's all.
No, you need
people
to
really
send him
care.
a comic bookworm sketch,
Yeah.
original sketch. That'll.
Well,
All right.
I'm gonna give him.
Rec, and
I gotta
flex.
make a sketch, the comic book sketch, though. But oh man.
So I got spec. So it's spec, and then rec, and then flex.
Are we doing
Rec
it?
is-
Let's do it. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Well,
Well-
I got one flex. I have one
You got a
flex.
big flex book, yeah.
Middleman is another
So
flex.
so our spec book, mine would be issue 11 of Vampirella on War Magazine. This is
Oh,
spec in this.
yeah.
Yeah,
Very, very timely.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the big reason I'm specking on it is I just like the art of Frazetta.
Uh-huh.
If you guys didn't know, and then plus they had released what was it, Supreme and Frazetta line out. So let me go grab the shirt. The main reason I said anything was because of this.
Nice.
Yeah. So the front, it says Supreme in the front,
Yeah.
and then it has the issue 11 cover. Came out in May of 71.
Fantastic.
So,
yeah.
Yep, 1971. So, yeah, that's why I was specking.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Good spec.
And then your turn.
Well, my spec book, I guess it depends on how you perceive this character.
Mm.
There's a lot of comic book characters in our hobby, right? But the question is like, which first appearance is undervalued versus overvalued, right? And I just think right now, New Mutants Annual number 2, the first appearance of this is where I think Betsy Braddock is introduced, and Betsy Braddock is kind of referred to as a Psylocke in subsequent issues. And Psylocke is right now, like, she's in a video game. She's kind of like, we know her. Everybody knows Psylocke. But I think we've come to a point where, okay, is Psylocke
the sexy Asian the sexy Asian X-Men
a major character?
Right.
Is she on par with, let's say, like a Cyclops or a Wolverine? Or
I would say so.
Right.
I would say so.
And if you look at those first appearances, those are just like, they're huge. I would say in terms of popularity, right, Psylocke is right there with Storm, at least in my view,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
yeah, she's there with Storm, Mystique, Rogue, all of
like a Mystique. Mystique's first appearance is
right,
thousands of dollars, right? Whereas this one's still rather undervalued when you compare her to like Mystique, right?
Right.
And in the movies, Psylocke was just recently introduced. Olivia Munn, I love Olivia Munn. Congrats to her, by the way. She had a beautiful baby daughter recently, and she's still kind of overcoming her battle with breast cancer, and so I'd love to see her reprise that role again, because we all loved Olivia Munn as Psylocke. And but I think in terms of speculation books, this is maybe a little bit undervalued, and something maybe and I will point out something, Jeff. I showed off the Days of Future Past cover, remember? It landed on the top 10. Did you know?
I told you.
It's random. I was just like, it's because
I've told you before.
I showed it off. It felt weird.
Not only that, is if you show it off, and then if we talk about the book or anything, like watch when I show this our recommendation book, and watch something how it ends up on some type of list or whatever.
Yeah.
So
maybe
so now it's our rec book, right? So our rec book is. I'm
gonna make this up. I'm gonna make up my spec book. You say spec book now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it up. Okay? Right, I'm just making this shit up. Okay.
Well, watch it hit the list when you do. Huh? watch it happen.
Well, my theory is this. Okay. Okay. Again, I'm just making this shit up. Okay.
I did that too.
Okay. My theory is this. Right. Right now, you could click anything Golden Age, and it's worth something, right? Right. Even and the Silver Age is getting that way too, right? And like you look up any Golden Age books that are, like a very specialized book, like Weird Science or something like that. Those are if you look those up, every one of them are $500-$600.
Yep. Yep.
And then I even what do you call it? Slab.
Cool. Yeah.
Yeah, like
And
this one.
so,
Yeah.
well, golden age is like that. Silver age is like getting there.
Yeah.
I think the bronze is next,
Yeah.
right?
Bronze
So
is almost
you
there.
could really, if we just collect in the area of the bronze age, you focus on collecting the bronze age, then eventually you'll get to where bronze age becomes a next silver age and then golden age, right? So
All right.
here's
Let's
my
see it.
I've been buying up this book. Let me see, from eBay, and whenever I could get it, Otaku Hyung, you saw it.
Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about. Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's a beautiful book.
Right?
Sword's Edge.
Sword's Edge. You guys are reading it, right? Am I getting?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. Yeah. It looks
Okay.
good.
And this is a Kim San-ho. By the way, he's like 80. I don't mind saying this. He's an old man. I mean, his book, his book's gonna be pretty rare, right?
Yep.
And I mean, the art in here is just amazing. Look at this art in here.
Look at that. Yeah.
Hmm.
And that's like an Asian painting right there. It's
Yeah.
essentially like.
And if you
Hey,
click,
look, Loke's in the chat.
hey, look,
let's invite Loke.
Yeah.
come on up.
Loke, come on out.
So if these books are from Bronze Age, and this one I've been buying this up. I've been if it comes on eBay and it's selling for $20, I've been buying it up because
Nice. So how many
because,
copies you got?
I got 2 copies right now.
Okay.
I'm eyeing the other one right now, but I'm looking for more crispier versions.
Like the gem mint.
Mhm.
That's a black cover too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be hard to find
Also,
gem
it's,
mint.
nobody would slab that because it's odd size, right?
Well,
And
you'll be surprised.
It's
the
hard
people
to keep it in good shape.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, you'll be able to slab it. So it's gonna be a huge slab. You'll be able to slab it, but it's gonna be huge in the middle
slab
of
it
the
like a
slab.
video game.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Any way
I
to
just
slab it
think
anyway.
I just think don't always beat on a path that's people already been on.
Yeah.
What
Hyung
was
the
that
Kim
word
Sun-ho
when you
card
say-
with the spec book. That I like.
Huh?
Yeah.
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 Good spec book, Hyung.
I'm okay. I made that up. Okay, how was that? How was that made up?
And then it's our rec
we also
book.
have to mention
Yeah.
Kim San-ho's the first Korean to work in comic books.
First Asian in general to work in comic books, I think.
I don't know if we can
I
go
don't
far
think
as
so. I
far
don't
as saying
think no,
first
no, he wasn't
Asian,
that.
but
But
definitely
it was
first
Korea.
Korea. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one thing that Kim San-ho did that no one else has done, he introduced science fiction genre to Koreans.
That's right.
So, and then
I read that comic book as a kid too.
and I have one book where Kobuksan, the turtle ship. I'm going to say that's the first appearance of a turtle ship, Korean turtle ship, in a comic book, 1974, when Kim San-ho draw that turtle ship in.
Yeah.
So that's another spec book, I would say.
Also, you just showed off that it's a landscape. It's not like your standard 8 by, what is it, 8 by 11 size. It's a landscape book, and then he did a full, like a full what do you call them, like a double page spread on a landscape book of this beautiful Korean mountain landscape. And that's just like, in Korean art, like the paintings, they do these really long sort of views of like a mountain range, and they paint like houses and just everyday life in the woods and stuff. That reminded me a lot of that, like the traditional Korean, artwork from the middle, I don't want to say Middle Ages, but like thousands of years ago, right, when East Asian art was kind of getting its start.
Well, it was it was Asians Middle Age, what I mean, or whatever.
Asian Middle Ages.
So,
Oh, by the way, look, you have access to us if you want to come on.
Yeah, I sent them the link already. So
he also has a temporary admin access as well, because I had a.
Okay.
All
right. It's gonna be the quadruple dragons here soon.
Yeah. So yeah, one of our recommendation book. This is So this is something I grew up on. Here's Loke. What's going on?
Hey, Loke.
Hey, Loke.
Oh, look at that beautiful drawing of Psylocke.
Mm-hmm. I'm just trying to finish a bunch of stuff off. That's all I'm doing.
Are you working on that for something specific?
No, I was just I got new illustration boards. So I got these 9 by 12 illustration boards from the art store like last week or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm doing is I was asked by the comic Curing Cancer guy to do a donation piece.
Nice.
So I start painting to see what I did, and that's what I'm doing. So these are illustration boards. Nice. So they cost me about $45 for a pack of 10.
Yeah.
So these are really thick. I mean, they're like thick.
Does it have those blue lines?
No. This is just this is for everything from oil painting to markers to ink to they're just white paper. It's just that illustration boards are let me think, like each one is like cardstock.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're made for like rigid framing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's what they're for. But the problem is they're pretty big, right? They're like 16 by 12 or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Originally, I was going to do them on, what do you call it? Comic book Blue Board, the Blue Line Pro that I have.
Yeah.
But the problem is they're really they're thin, right?
Okay.
And if I paint on them, they tend to buckle and curl. Give me a second here. Let me grab the.
That is a beautiful piece.
Yeah, that is.
Right.
So it's gonna be for Rob Fat Stacks for Curing Cancer. Yeah. So.
All right. So you guys are showing off.
Ooh.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. So this is acrylic paint, as you can see. Right. So that's what I did. I was just testing, right?
Right.
I'm kind of rusty. So I'm trying to get back into painting. So this was my first run. So this is an illustration board. So.
I mean, if it's from your first run from being rusty, man,
that's pretty good. Yeah,
that's pretty good.
Took a while. It took a while. It's like remembering to paint, how the paint reacts, how long it takes to dry on certain areas and stuff like that. So sometimes I go over it and I lift the paint and I got that little spot kind of thing. So I got to remember to slow down. Like painting process is like you do everything in layers, right? But you know, when you're in the mood, you kind of go. Then this is my secondary one. So this will be I don't know I'm supposed to show this or not, but this will be
Where's the
for
nipple,
the
man? What happened to the nipple?
for the internal pages. Yes, I hit it. So the idea is this will be for the auction, I guess, the live auction, right? So it's a lot of airbrushing and stuff like that. So this will be my third attempt. This will be Psylocke.
Beautiful.
Okay.
Right. So
Yeah.
that's all it is.
I was bit on that piece right there.
This one is more of it's going to be a test piece. So I'm going to try to do a mixed media process of if I can use alcohol markers on the surface as my base, then go over it with because normally I would like try to paint full thing, but I'm going to try to do ink wash kind of stuff, then throw in the acrylic as the final wash pieces and stuff.
Hey, look, have you seen this lady was using Copic markers?
Bella?
Realistic painting. I mean, she was actually using Copic markers to do realistic drawings.
Yeah, there's a combinations of
She kept on adding to it. She just kept on adding to it.
Yeah, it's the way the paper has to handle.
Yeah.
Alcohol markers tends to destroy the surface. It starts to lift and it starts to, you know how you kind of like put water on thin paper and it starts to break apart?
You gotta get a special paper, but
these are illustration boards that are designed for that. But the thing I haven't done on these boards is I haven't done gesso. Gesso is like priming the surface.
Okay.
Right? But the issue with gesso is if I prime the surface, gesso is an acrylic medium. So when it dries, it becomes really like any pots with like, it's supposed to fill in that space, right? And the idea for that is it's supposed to smooth out the surface, but it's not very good with like pencils or anything greasy. It kind of slips, right? So it's designed for painting and stuff like oil and acrylic, right? So that's what what it is. So
can you talk about your thought process for this Psylocke design?
Okay, so I was on Niobe stream or something, and I was just drawing, and originally it was the original action was I had both hands here and her fist was crouched down and she had the claws coming down on top. It was supposed to be X-23 on top of a Sentinel or something, right? But for some reason, the pose I kind of liked because it was more like training. And the other stuff too was her boob was getting bigger for some reason. Right? Because you know, I originally had this other arm. You can kind of
actually that makes a lot of sense because what she wouldn't have had the sword. I mean, where are you going to place the sword if
well, that was the next thing was okay, because I wanted to do somebody in a tank top as in a training piece of something. It's just kind of like the pose. I saw a bunch of like these action poses where there were ninjas and the animes, you know, my influence is always the anime and the manga stuff. So I kind of took that pose and kind of like did it with the muscle tones. And I was like, well, the thing with the muscle tone is on a lot of girls, you want to keep it as smooth and less angular. But if you throw muscle tones like this, that girl has to be very physical and very like, you know, like it's got to be athletic. And the only other character that I can think of that was like that powerful was always I gravitate towards Psylocke, right? So it wasn't Psylocke at first. It was just a girl in a short skirt and a tank top and the muscle tones. The hand was both here, and I had claws coming out on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
That was my thought process. Then as I was going through it, somebody mentioned on the stream Marvel Rival, that new game, right?
Yep.
And I said, oh, yeah, that's right. And I kind of changed it. Okay, well, how do I make that hand? And originally I had the hand with the claw out here. And I just didn't like it for some reason because the picture itself was off balance because everything was on this side. Okay. As an like I've done enough where I kind of notice certain things that were off balance. Like if I put the claw here, like her hand would be like this and the claw would come out like this, it would be offside and there would be this negative space.
Yeah.
Right. So I turned it to what if she was holding, so I did this with my wrist.
Right.
Holding a katana, a sword of some sort.
That's awesome way she's holding that.
Right.
I mean, I love
so
it.
You're looking at your joints, right? So where your thumb is in place, and so I had these gloves where I made the hand a little thicker and bigger, like very cartoony kind of thing. Then I think Niobe or Larry was the one that says, "Hey, if you put a scarf around her, she'll become the Psylocke in Marvel Rival." I said, I kind of like that idea. So I kind of did this like necktie. I dropped it. Yeah. Then I made as if it was an extended scarf that kind of tail off using this angle. Then so it's kind of forcing you. So now everything seems like a little bit more balanced. Right.
And this is a very, very original Cyrax too.
I love that you've exposed the cleavage area on Psylocke for you let those babies loose.
I let the baby loose, and somebody mentions I got to put a little nipple action here, and I said, yeah, you know what? Right? It became a little sexy afterwards because everybody was. I think Razor was the one. You got to make her boob bigger, make her like like the whole night. These guys were just going at it. It's just
that's how what's her name boob got bigger.
Yeah. So, originally she was a little smaller chest because of she's supposed to be X-23, right? So I figured I gravitate, and I didn't want to put her in the uniform. I just want to make it look like she's in a training kind of video, like a training session, right? So that's really what it is. And I believe I'm going to do this as a white background of some sort or some sort of shadowy.
And give her the ponytail, man. Give her the ponytail.
That's the next thing is I'm trying to figure out, like, do I
give us a little fang too? Make her Dracula Cyrax.
Yeah.
Jeff,
right.
Jeff
so
will be like
it's one of those things where right now it's like I need to make it focus. And I think I want to do if I do a white background, that's just focus on the color, like the character. And the only element that would be really bright color would be the purple of the scarf.
Yeah.
Right. And that's what it was. Right. I mean, the other option is I can throw somebody back here, but I don't want to distract from what it is. Right. It's just the angle I kind of like. I just kind of kept it like, okay, that looks very clean. That looks very right. I wish I did this on a sketch cover, but it's okay. Right. And everybody tells me to keep the look because the next thing is I'm going to try to see if I can work on the mouth. Right. After a while, see, the hair is I've been erasing a lot of the hair. I'm trying to like I want her hair to be tied back, some loose stuff, but the ponytail is just the issue with the ponytail is I'm probably going to have to drop it on this side.
Yeah.
But because I have her hair flowing this way kind of thing. So again, it's about it's about direction, right? And that's where like I have this coming down this angle. So you are like literally focusing on looking at something, right?
Yeah.
And that was the composite idea. I don't know what it is, and the idea is not to give you it's enough to give you from a perspective of a photo, like, you know, like something's going on, but you don't know what it is, right?
Well, we got to assume she's in this crouch, right? So her center of gravity is like going downward and then going to go outward, right? So, yeah. I think you have all the.
She could also be
right?
also be like in a like some kind of a Shogun Warrior's house, you know.
Yeah. I don't know what it is going to be. Because when I did
kneeling in front of someone ready to fight, you know.
Yeah, like when I did the Goblin Queen, it wasn't the Goblin Queen. It was something totally different, right? I just didn't know what to do with her hands, and at the same time, I didn't want to draw everything. I just want to give it enough mystery at the bottom to say, look, you know, and it's just the expression I was looking at, and I figured, okay, if I can get
the beautiful eyes,
right? That's really what it was, and I kind of like the idea of the cape, the torn cape, and this. It was more of, do I do a halo behind her, you know, like the Madonna kind of thing, or just, you know, just leave it as is? Because what happened was, it's the eyes. It's this.
Wow.
Right. So it's that yellow glowing eyes, which I made a mistake on this. And it turned out really well, right? And I applied it. It's those things that, you know, like Bob Ross says, it's a happy accident. It just happens. And I left it texture like the way I would paint it. I was gob. I let the brush dry, it gobbed on, and it got this really nice texture. And it worked really well for the Hellboy piece, right? Even just this, just a hint, right?
Yeah.
It's,
you know, you tell CJ that these paintings have textures.
They do, yes, they really do, and I, you know, like you can see, like
you can see the texture in it.
You can see the paint globs and little things in there, but that's what it is. It's been a while since I paint something fully with acrylic. Normally, I just use it as a wash, right? Just like a color layer. So to do like this kind of skin tone was. It's very watery. I take the paint and I water it down to a certain amount, and I would just like swatch it on the card until I kind of like the texture. Then I apply. And what I did was, that's what the Wednesday lesson is going to be. Is I'm gonna, like, when we do an acrylic wash, there's a certain type of brush, or when you do an ink wash, there's a certain type of brush that you use. Like I use these very fine pointed watercolor brush. And like when I do those kind of things, this is when you're talking about the Korean, that mountain drawing that he did. These are the technique that's been pioneered thousands of years ago by Asia, right? So all you need is you make sure that the whole brush is wet with water. All you need to do is just dip a little bit of ink in the tip. Right. And I'll show it to you later when you actually do this application where you get this natural gradient and it's just water the rest of the way. So you got that really gorgeous when you do that mountain kind of thing, right? So those are the technique, you know, you have to hold the brush upright to do the characters. Then you kind of use the brush very, like, you know, it's like martial art, you know what I mean? They're just doing that kind of stuff and just letting the water flow, right?
Great.
So those are the technique that I've learned, you know, from watching, you know, these people and the drawings. It's like, how do they do that watery, blotchy stuff, right? Yeah. And that's what it is. And it's like multiple techniques. You know, I bought, you know, these paintbrushes, how it becomes brittle afterwards. But I keep them because the brittleness of these creates these.
Yeah. Like radial type,
like the texture. You're like, even if you can see it in the the surface. See that?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to go soon here.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. You guys want to go ahead and finish up your showing off?
Yeah, go finish off your stuff, guys.
You guys.
You showing off books or?
Yeah, we're just
recommendation
books.
Okay.
Yeah. This one, Oriental Heroes, is well, it's the Cantonese version of a comic book, so it's manhwa.
Oh, I have those sets.
Yeah.
So I think most Asian collectors have this.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
collected
that's
this when
the
I was
technique
back
that
in
I
the
always
day.
wanted to learn. It's
Late
all,
80s. Mhm.
Yeah.
Right. Right. But the original name was Dragon Tiger Gate.
Yeah.
That was the original name for him. But
I had
and
the
then,
other one, the sword one too, right?
Yeah,
There
yeah.
was the sword one.
Yeah,
I had all these other series.
there's a other series,
Yeah.
but the guy Tony Wong was trying to be the Asian version of Stan Lee, pretty much in Hong Kong, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Great
Yeah.
action panels, by
that's-
the way.
I
Yeah,
learned a
they're-
lot from those. Those are the best. Yeah.
yeah, recommendation. I found these in a dollar bin.
What?
Yeah,
That's a total nostalgia buy, by the way.
Yeah.
For me. I want
yeah,
to
pretty much.
Yeah.
That's
I had
that's
the
pretty much
Sword-
when
it
I
was
saw them.
Sword of Dynasty or whatever, right?
Yeah, sort of Dynasty or sort of Phoenix
Yeah.
or something like that. Yeah,
There was a bunch
yeah.
of other ones I picked up.
a bunch of other ones because Tony was trying to create a universe. That's what he was trying to do. and then in the early '90s, he ended up getting arrested.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so
Arrested for what?
arrested for I think money laundering. I think.
Gambling.
I think.
Yeah.
But yeah. The
Yeah,
main-
pop it open
yeah,
and see. Let's take a look
yeah,
inside.
that.
Yeah,
Yep.
you
Yeah.
anybody
A lot of people
who's
don't.
never seen this stuff,
Yeah.
there's a
And then we got Lope. That's the main reason I'm popping it open because Lope can explain some of the stuff. Yeah. So
you
yeah.
got to go to more to the main action stuff, like the you got to see look for some of those pages. They're just phenomenal. It's a lot of watercolor washes and like the ink work is
like these.
phenomenal.
like the boat. and
Wow.
everything.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Right. Those are the kind of stuff you see in like the manga kind of stuff, but you
Yeah.
have to remember this is pre-digital.
Yeah. 1988 is when
Yes.
this came out. Yeah, 88 was when this stuff came out. And I remember looking through it when I was a kid, but in Cantonese, not in English. So the Cantonese version
that.
of the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Beautiful.
yeah,
For-
like
You know,
just looking through it brought back like childhood pretty much.
Yeah.
and it's so
Style so different.
yeah, the style is different from manga. It's
It's very Asian-esque. I mean,
very
that's-
it's almost like because
Actually, this is who I found it with. Actually, I found it with
Western
the
influenced. You know, it
I
was
found it
like a
with this
Western
one.
influenced kind
Yeah.
of
they
like
they reformatted those books too, the panels.
Yep. Yeah,
right?
because they were in newspapers originally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they were
were-
remember Asian was what, from left to right or no? Right to left.
Right to left.
Right to
So
left,
it would be the other.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to
But we
reverse
turned it the other way.
panel these ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then this thing was originally called the original name for it was originally called Little Rascals. That's what the original name was, Loke. It
Right.
was Little Rascals. But
Man,
then they went to Dragon Tiger Gate was for the Hong Kong name. And then when they brought them over here, they called it Oriental Heroes.
yeah.
So they
Look,
changed
so
the name.
we've been
through some-
talking about the zodiac animals. What's your zodiac animal?
I'm a pig, believe it or not.
You're a pig.
I'm a pig or a boar, whatever you want to call it.
boar.
Yeah.
Okay.
1971.
Yeah. Nice.
All right. I picked these up today because there was no tax on graphic novels,
Ooh.
Nice.
right? So
In Canada, right?
Yeah, here in Canada, right? So I just went to my
So
local LCS.
Explain this. What is it? It's tax free for what? For how long?
Just till the end of Christmas, I think, or something like that,
Wow.
right?
Well, that's we got to go to Vancouver.
on graphic novels and manga. right? So
Oh, okay.
I didn't know that. I walked in. They said, "Oh, it's tax free today. You can pick up any toys, any." They had this little. I don't know. The government's is trying to do something to help out a little bit for over the Christmas holiday. So it's tax free. It's a little complicated for a lot of the retailers because their machines is automatically pre-programmed.
Yeah.
Right. So you can go to Toys R Us, like a massive amount of people at Toys R Us today. Right.
Can you open that up for us?
Yeah.
You guys, I gotta go.
See you later.
Hey, it was fun, guys. Really fun.
Yeah, let's do this again sometime.
Yeah, let's do that again.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see
right.
you guys later.
See you later.
So these, I would normally I would try to get a hold of the actual. I'm trying to get hold of the what they call the artist edition.
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to look for
Yeah.
the Jim Lee one. Remember that big one? It's a full 11 by 17,
right?
But it's a couple of $100, and it's just way out of my budget range. So when I went in, these were about $40 Canadian, right? So normally it's $40 US, but because they had it for $40 Canadian, I couldn't because look, $53 Canadian for the book, right? So I love artist edition stuff because I'm a big fan of actually seeing the original artwork with the blue lines in here. Then the tape letters,
all the notes,
the masking tapes, and like this kind of stuff.
Wow.
Because I'm always fascinated with the inking style of look at that.
Yeah.
Right? And imagine that this, this stuff here is hand inked. Now, if you look at the Oriental Hero stuff, look at the inking on that. Some of the panels are just phenomenal, right? The action lines and stuff, the dedication it involves. But look, I mean, you can see the whiteout when he had to redraw that panel.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the kind of stuff, and he signed it at the bottom, right there.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, that's an actual signature?
That's not a real signature. That's his signature that's on the page itself.
On the page,
These are scanned pages, right? I would love to see these as 11 by 17, but I can't afford these. They're $250 from IDW, I believe.
Yeah.
Right. They're called artist edition of the book, right? So it's kind of like the Frank Miller Ronin one that I picked up for $45. Yeah. Right. So that's that.
Wow, you picked up two really legendary.
So runs. This is the kind of stuff I'm into. Is you can actually see near the back here where they break down.
Wow.
See that?
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Like that. This is what for me as an artist, I love to see how he came up with this panel with the negative space and stuff when he inks it in.
Yeah.
So you can actually see the thought process of the panels itself.
Yeah.
Right. All the little notes in here and stuff like that.
And think of how much time he spent on, just tracing and just getting this dimension, the spatial dimensions. Right?
I could see his line work in here, what he was thinking, his rough, then when he went over with the ink, and those are the kind of stuff that I love seeing.
Is this from the relaunched Ronin? Oh yeah, okay,
right there.
Ronin Rising.
I had it. I pre-ordered it and it was $35. I couldn't that's on Amazon, right? So I waited for this until it got released, right? So
that's crazy.
Especially when you're talking about Asian, what you call it? Philip Tan did the re-inking.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Philip Tan, yeah.
Philip Tan. Look at that.
Look at that.
Completely. Right. I would love to see his pencil lines and stuff, right? but just in black and white alone, it's just jaw dropping.
Wow.
This is the kind of stuff like I would love to do, but you know, look at that. It's just like
incredible.
Yeah, Loke would like the show that's gonna go on the New Year in Florida in Orlando. It's
yeah,
an
the
original art.
Yeah,
Yeah, the original art show. Yeah,
yeah, the
I
original
love
art
how
show.
I love that they kept it black
Yeah.
and white.
Mike Ruth, he's a friend of mine. He lives around the corner from here. He's about an hour away, but
Right.
no, 45 minutes away. He's actually going down to Florida, so he got invited for that.
yeah.
So
It's
he
a
does
it's
a lot of
yeah. It's a bunch of people too.
Right.
Yeah. Last year was their first year doing it, and then to this year is going to be their second year doing it.
yeah.
So,
So yeah, this like come on, Jack Kirby, Fantastic
Right.
Four, right? Artist edition,
Nice. Same.
Right.
Yeah. Same. Well.
just
Yeah.
like look at that.
just seeing Kirby's work is cool.
Well,
Because-
I love the exaggerated when he does exaggerated poses because it really works well
Yeah.
for what he does, right? I mean, this is the modern comics for us, right? To
Right.
this day, like that's what we're looking at is just stuff like this, letterings and so yeah, I picked these up today as.
Good pickups, man.
Yeah, and I couldn't give up. I mean, there were some other books too, but these are the two that I really wanted to. I always wanted to own pieces of the work itself. I just love the page layouts and stuff.
So
like
they
that.
have the full. Are we looking at the full layout for 84? Fantastic Four 84 here.
Yep,
Wow.
every page,
Wow.
every page.
That is pretty cool. That's it. That's a nice way to just enjoy the comic book. Right?
Yeah,
And like it's an original.
like you have to
form.
remember. Look at the lettering. Is somebody actually sat and drew and
right.
did it directly on the page
Yeah.
itself, and to correct any of that was whiteout.
Yeah.
You can
Yeah,
see
you can see it.
whiteout,
Yeah, you can see the whiteout.
right?
I got a Vampirella edition, the artist edition you were talking about. They're
Yeah.
huge. They're like a couple
Oh,
$100
man, look at that
just for the
dude.
book.
Anytime these guys are on sale, I try to grab at least one or two of stuff. Like
Yeah.
on my list is Jim Lee,
The artist edition. Yeah. Me
Eric
too.
Larson, what's his name, Bill Sankifish. Like some of those guys, it's just one of those things, right? I mean, it's just getting my hand on it. It's just one of those things.
Right.
Like I have original Dan Day that I'm still coloring that I have to finish soon too, right? Did I show you guys that
No.
pages?
Mm-mm.
So
Nope.
I'm coloring a book for him. So normally what happens is he would go to his local Office Depot and scan it and send me the file, but it was always horrible. So the one day I said, just give me the original. I will scan it. I will take care of it, the whole bit. So so these are illustration boards.
Wow.
You can see, like,
Yeah.
oops.
So you're gonna color that.
Wow.
So I'm coloring it. Yeah, I've already pre-scanned everything. I'm hoping to do. So the way he does is all his pages are.
Wow. And this is a friend of yours, or
Yeah, Dan Day is. He's in his 60. He smokes like a chimney.
They all
guy
do.
Yeah, the boards all smell like cigarettes. He's one of those. He was an artist that was like Kirby back in the day, where he, beside doing comics, he did book illustrations and magazine editorials and whatever it was. He went from project to project. He drew for Batman, for DC. He drew for X-Men. He drew for a bunch of other stuff too. And the first time I met him was like almost 10 years ago. I was doing a local con. Then I saw one of his watercolor pieces, and it was a Dungeon and Dragon piece, right? And I go, that looks familiar because I think I had a book with that on it, right?
Wow.
So that's where, like,
Look at
these
that.
are inked,
That's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
right? Let me see if I can grab some really wonderful pages.
So where is this? Is he going to self-publish these?
I am trying to see. I've scanned all these. I did some repair work on it to get rid of the pencil lines. I'm gonna have to redo the. So the way he did it was he typed the dialogue out in Word
Okay.
and printed it and cut it, and it's kind of like the old way of doing this. This is kind of like what do you call it? Ransom note technique.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm gonna. So
You're pretty much gonna have to clean it up a little bit.
No, I actually got rid of all these. I'm gonna redo it in Adobe Illustrator to clean it up. So all the clean stuff. But I want to do like a artist edition.
Oh, so you're gonna digitally color this?
I already scanned all these, cleaned up the backgrounds, digitally colored it, fill in the seams.
Okay.
So the way he had it was some boards, you can see the edges right here. See that?
Yeah.
Like because he taped it.
He smailed it, yeah.
Yeah. So I had to fill in some of the scenes, the middle, because of the page spread in the middle. So I had to leave a little bit more gap and kind of fill in the rest. So when you do get the book stapled together, at least you have a little bit more room, right? And also at the same time, some of his pages is full from edge to edge, and others are just within a space. So I had to like go in, crop it, clean it, and blow it up a little bit, that kind of stuff. Just try to keep it all uniform. Because when he pumps this stuff out, he really does pump this stuff out.
Wow. This is incredible. I don't know what the story is, but just the artwork is.
He uses a quill. He uses a lot of his stuff is done with krill. So this is a public domain called American Crusader character. I'm trying to remember the writer's name. He's a classic guy too. Right. Wow. There's a lot of little things I cleaned up because a lot of it was what do you call it? I could do this digitally where the lines are a lot better and sharper. Like when he does his backing like that, see how the lines are wiggly and stuff? Because he's using an actual quill itself. So look at these. There's a robot one that I got to bring up that I'm in love with. There's another piece. It's in here somewhere. So these are all
how he's got a specific like motif for the the panels. Like he's doing a huge sort of spread on the top and then doing more of the dialogue stuff on the bottom.
Yeah, so every page. So it's a unique book. He did it this way. I'm not sure why, but he did it anyways. But it gives the book a really good look.
Right.
And like here's some back history of how he became who he is. Right. Wow. So it's more of a montage. At the top is all the montage.
That's incredible.
Right. So like these are these are this broke. So that page is missing another page somewhere in here.
Whoa, that's pretty cool. A little Nazi Action 1 homage going on there.
Yeah. Like so he's in the future. I think he just came out of cryogenic and he's telling his story.
Wow.
Right? So he was born back in the 30s, the 40s, I guess. Then those are, and mobster page. So you can see there's a kidnapped victim there, right? So yeah, so the concept is he's telling his story through the future, right? So you can see all the dialogues and stuff. So yeah, these are like the pages that I got. I met him because he did a drawing that I remember in a book in the early 80s when Dungeons and Dragon was just something new. And I would buy these like books that were literally, I guess they were photocopied of just somebody typing out adventures, and he would fill it with illustrations with like maps and trapdoors and stuff like that. And I remember just vividly seeing this painting, and it was like black and white with a watercolor wash, but it was all black and white. These books were all black and white. So I was like, I remember that. And he goes, yeah, I did it for blah, blah, blah. And I said, oh, so I end up sitting next to him and we're just chatting away. And he said, here, you can have it. Right. So I ended up with this massive 40-inch by like 36 or something on my wall here of his original stuff. Right. Then we just became friends after that because he knew I did digital coloring, and I was just so every time he does a book, he always ends up sending it to me to do color for him. Right.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening.
Do you have your? I guess you don't have your computer because you've colored a lot of these, right?
Yeah, a lot of these are digitally colored. Yeah.
Okay.
Right. So I went with we went through multiple iterations where I picked a very pastel looking 1950s 1940s kind of look, very pastel, as if the ink, the yellow and all that stuff is more faded than anything else. Yeah. Right. And it gives it that look for his books, right? And I've been doing that for a lot of his covers that he does for variant covers and stuff like that, where I do coffee stains and I took because I have a lot of tape around me, I would like rough these up, scan it, and put it like digitally placed it on the cover and stuff like so. It gives it a very classic classic look where you have the brand new looking cover, then you have the look like a beat up version of the book, right? So those were the kind of stuff that I would get to do for his cover because I had like graphic design backgrounds and stuff, and they always sell well compared to the nice clean version. It's always the one where it looked like the book was used. There's wrinkles and spine cracks, and like literally I was scanning spine cracks. The one on the black covers and scanning them, using it in and reversing the colors and stuff like that, right? So those are the kind of things I did for a lot of his indie books that he has, right? But yeah, he's been doing this for a long time. So Dan does a lot of illustration. He's not like he's not like Jim Lee or Stan Lee. You have to remember these guys in the 70s were just illustrators. They would do gigs wherever they can, right? He has like, if you look him up, Dan Day, you'll see his profile with I think on Comic Art and stuff like that, right? A lot of his stuff's on there. He's done Batman from DC to Malibu Comics to whatever comic stuff, wherever gigs he can get it, right? Yeah. So he's mostly retired now, but he still does this.
I mean, his inking is so
it's quill, right? Yeah. So he uses a nib and quill to ink a lot of his stuff. So he still does the nib right? So the inkwell stuff, right? For me, it's always been I was taught to ink with a brush, right? And the longer the tip, the better, because you can dip a lot of ink, and the ink itself would stay within the brush, right? And you would just literally just ink like that until the ink's dry, and you dip one more, because you always end up like, I have to be careful. I always have paper towel just for drips, right? And I was taught to ink that way when you rotate the papers and the pages and stuff like that, right? But nowadays, a lot of it is saved via what they call a brush pen, right? So the ink is loaded here. It's a cartridge.
Mhm.
I would squeeze that and I would let that dry or something like that, right? And that will give me my fur effects. That will give me all my necessary stuff like that. So yeah, this is like classic. And I learn a lot from these guys too when I'm sitting next to them. We always talk shop, like what they use for techniques and stuff. He's complaining because he can't get any more of these illustration boards, right?
Yeah.
Because he bought these sheets in like massive size. I think he bought them at the 4 feet by 8 feet. He was just cutting them at home, right? He was just cutting them at home, yeah. And he's literally out. He's because a lot of his stuff is he does a lot of watercolor, a lot of other illustration, like publishings and stuff like that. So yeah, these are what I got from him, because every time these guys would scan it, they would send it to me in some sort of pixelated version of the book, and it always comes out like wrong. So I said, give it to me. I'm gonna scan it at 600 DPI, and I'll make it fit, and I'll do all the line cleanups and unnecessary stragglers and ink drops and stuff like that. So I went in and panel by panel. I mean, there's like little scuff marks that they get picked up by the scanner, right? Clean it out, made the whole thing background, blacken the black.
Wow.
Right. So those are the necessary stuff. Like that's what what you call a colorist normally does, right? But a lot of the time, everybody does digital. So one digital file goes to another digital file, like another person, right? It's the traditional boards that are getting rare, but I think everybody's starting to figure out that, like the comic book artists are starting to go back to originals, so that way they have something to sell.
Yeah. Also, with AI, it's you can't fake this stuff.
Yeah, you can't, right? So I'm kind of glad AI kind of came out, because it's now making it more
analog.
Yeah, analog, and people are appreciating that more. I think that's coming back, right? So next year, I'm hoping to, right? So I landed Niobe reached out to me. Larry Higgins, he does for Niobe. It's kind of like Bad Girl comics kind of stuff, right?
I know him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's I'm reading the book right now. He sent me 3 of his books to read and figure out, like, he literally wants what I was drawing, the style, right? Because I told him, like, this style that I grew up with is Jim Lee-ish, right? Eric Larson, Wills, I can't pronounce his last name, but
Spataccio,
yes,
or something like that. Yeah.
Mark Sylvester, those are my guy that I grew up with, and that's the style I'm always kind of
love it,
like gravitated towards, right? And that's what I stick with. But again, like a lot of my style, I can really readapt myself, right? Because he wants me to do more of J. Scott Campbell. The girl with the really thin, like, I don't know where their organs are.
Yeah. So it's what was it? J. Scott Campbell, and his Canadian counterpart is Jamie Tyndall.
Oh, is that what it is? Oh, okay. Yeah. Forgot about that. Yeah. So those are the kind of art style that he wants. Yeah, I can do that. I can really do that. Right. So I'm trying to figure out the cover stuff, and I noticed you guys were on, so I didn't know that. I try to tune in, so I work late into the night, so that's what I was doing. And I forgot.
So when do you think you're going to be done with that Psylocke piece? Because we'd like to have you back on to show.
Yeah, I don't know yet. Like right now, I'm just laying out the pieces. I'm trying to figure out the hair. That's really what that is right now.
Okay.
Ponytail, because originally I had her hair all over the place, but it just didn't feel like certain items when you're drawing it, and you kind of walk away and you come back and things kind of like that doesn't feel right, that doesn't fit right, that kind of
Right.
stuff. So
Yeah, don't not to rush you, but maybe check in next week, see where you are.
I'll probably get this done in a couple days.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah,
Perfect.
don't want to check in with them
That's
next
not a
week.
problem, right? I'll post it.
Yeah.
I'll post it. I'm
Yeah,
just
yeah.
trying
Post
to
it, yeah,
like.
even better.
Well,
If
oh
you're
yeah.
gonna post it,
Well,
we'll,
I wanted to show Luke this.
oh wow.
Oh man,
Dang.
Yeah,
I'm
that's the
so
artist.
jealous.
Yeah,
That's exactly the size I wanted to get.
yeah. The Jose Gonzalez one.
Oh my god, that is
Yeah.
beautiful.
So are those
Yeah.
just sketches?
They
Oh, no,
are
it's the
full
actual
pages.
Oh wow.
Yeah, you got to open
They're
up
the
and
actual
show them.
panel. Yeah, the actual panels. Yeah, you
Look
won't
at
be
that.
able to see me,
Yeah,
but
he's a
yeah.
master
book.
here. We're looking at a
Oh
master.
my lord.
Yeah,
See the ink wash right there? Right
Yeah.
there at the bottom panel there where your what you call it?
My hand.
Your left side is. Those are
Yeah.
ink wash,
Wow.
right?
I
Those
can,
are the gray
I'll-
tones of the time because they didn't come up with those tonal thing for a while because they were expensive.
And plus, they're
Why
from
does that
Spain.
page look so clean though? There's like no notes or anything.
Hold on, I'll find one with notes on it. Because the Gonzalez, yeah, there's notes on some of them. There's just
Yeah.
It wasn't.
They're just like, okay. I mean, I guess there wasn't much to fix. He was just like one of those one and done guys.
Yeah.
Pretty much, he was. Yeah, pretty much. If he got bored, the worst part was if he got bored.
Yeah.
Jeez.
They're just beautiful piece of art. Like
The
I would
main
love to
rea-
own an original piece, but
I
this
would
is a
love to own an original from Gonzalez, but it's expensive.
yeah, it's rare, right? You have to
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
back then he was selling his pages for like $25 at cons, right?
Yeah,
And stuff.
but that was back then. For
That was back
yeah,
then, yes.
that was back then, and then that was a lot of money back then.
Whoa.
Yeah.
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 Look at those. Right.
Yeah.
Like I would love to know where most of them are.
Heritage, like a couple of them popped up on Heritage a couple of months ago, and then some of them got bidded up. Yeah. Oh,
Well,
you said
what
with
did it go for
notes.
like a couple thousand?
Yeah, I showed during one of the streams. If you want to rewatch
Oh,
it,
that page came up, man.
Yeah.
That
you see
cover page.
there's notes on it. Yeah, there's notes on the bottom of them.
Yeah.
Jeez. So good.
Yeah.
Like I really there was which one was Jim Lee did the I forgot what it was, the X-Men book or something, but Jim Lee has
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for a
X-Men.
discount day.
Yeah,
Oh, the
That's
DC
a very-
artist
that's a-
edition? Is he preparing one?
No,
He has
they do
one.
have one.
they have one.
Oh, they have one.
It's an X-Men one. Yep.
Oh no, I know there's a Marvel one. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
was talking
I
about.
believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I
I'm
love
with
the way
the
Jose
DC
did
one, 'cause
faces,
I honestly
the
think his
female
DC
faces.
stuff is more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? His DC, the Marvel stuff is the early stuff, and it is definitely legendary and classic. But you're getting veteran Jim Lee on the DC stuff, right?
Yeah. I'm expecting if I get that DC stuff, I'm gonna see a lot less mistake.
Right.
I want to see his earlier stuff. I want to see the notes. I want to see the line corrections. I want to see, you know what I mean? Just by looking at that, I can go, okay, well, looking from this panel to this panel to this panel,
Right.
I kind of can interpret it what he was thinking, or maybe the editors was thinking on that behalf, and why it worked, right? You know, like when we were reading it, it was the artwork, right? And all that stuff. As I get older, like I'm in 53 now, I'm appreciative of the technique now than anything else, right? I'm always exploring that technique of like why I did a certain things in a certain way, right? Like when I did this for Mother Against Drunk Driving, right? So this was I did some graphic design for them back in the day. And they found that I did comic books. So they had this program where the kids would, the grade 12s would write a story like a 3-page story
Yeah.
like that, so you can see that. So they asked me to professionally redo it, so that's what I did there, right?
That's
So
awesome.
that's panel 1 is the character going that way, so you can actually see like flying over. There's a highway here. He's floating over, car crashing, right?
Yeah.
So somebody's drinking and driving in the wrong direction. So I did that, and what I did was, now the panel is, so I'm having the character face you because you're reading into the stuff, right?
Yeah.
Then I'm using the highway as a line of sight. So the character flies in. You can actually see the character because I'm using lines that says, look, right? But these lines also pushes you down here to the third panel, right?
Sweet.
So when I did the car breakthrough, I did the water splashing across, so that crossed the line. So that's what I did
Nice.
with the panel, right? Then, the character falls in, right? And I have her diving in, coming down, reaching for the character to rip the door out, to pull him out, and,
Mhm.
using shadows to focus you on the scene up ahead. So
Nice.
I use the cliff as a panel replacement
Hmm.
kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So those are the little things, and I use the colors and the breaking of the background of the curve. So those kind of things I finished with the panel. So compared to, so that's what they did there,
Yeah.
right? And so
this was put together by students?
the story was originally by students. This
Wow.
came to me
Yeah.
from Clayton. Clayton is a police officer,
Hmm.
right? I met him at a comic book convention, and he said he wanted to have these published. So these are free books that they print thousands of these, and they give them to firefighters, and they would go to fairgrounds and stuff. The local fair, the Christmas parade, the
Right.
Right.
whatever, and they would have these on the back of the trucks, and they would hand them out to kids, right?
Nice.
Because drinking and driving in Canada now this past couple of years, is alcohol can now be purchased from your local grocery store and variety store, right? In Canada, that was a no back in the 80s, so they got rid of that, and they all kind of centralized and called the liquor store, right? You can only pick it up from a liquor store, right? And you have to be licensed for it.
Yeah.
Now that it's available at a local variety store, in other words, it could be available at a gas station, right? Grocery stores. So those are the kind of things that are, like, for us, we grew up, don't drink and drive, don't drink and drive. You remember the commercials and stuff like that?
Yeah.
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 We don't see that as much anymore, right? So it's starting to become that thing again, where people are drinking and driving, right?
Right.
These are people that live outside of Metropolis Center, because everybody uses Uber because traffic is just stupid around here, right? But that's what they're doing these for. So I redrew the character, I redrew the comics and stuff like that. I did all the letterings, and it was all volunteer, and they printed it. They did all stuff like that. I went through uniform layouts and whatnot, and it got approved. And the dialogue got, rewritten like multiple times from a police perspective and a legal perspective. So it's kind of stiff. When dialogues are written by committee, it becomes stiff. And that's what this book is. It's mostly for kids, right? Yeah. It's a giveaway, and that's all we do these for. There's a coloring book for this too, so yeah.
Brilliant.
Somewhere. But yeah, when it comes to the artwork itself, when I'm doing this, like I'm constantly like, okay, well, do I put her ponytails? You can actually see her hair coming down here, because I already have this here. I'm probably gonna redo the hair a little bit more, because I have it more of a wind blowing it this way, right? So her hair might actually work back here, and that's why I have these the scarf here, right? But at the same time, if I do a ponytail, like that might actually work, because originally I had it like trace of it right here, right? Like her hair coming through, but I can still do that. It's just, I think it's too much on this side now. That's the only thing. Right. So yeah, like once I do this, then I'll probably go in and I'll start inking, clean up the line a little bit. Then I'm going to try to use markers. But before I even go to the markers stuff, I need to figure out lighting.
Mm.
Right? In black, like when I do this is fine. But if I were to light this, maybe she's like, if I do like something like this, right? With maybe some, as if it was, what do you call it? Like a window. So you can actually see the black frame. Do I cross that over her shoulder? Like she's in a room and the light is coming from this direction, coming at her.
Yeah.
Right.
I would keep the light central to her. Whatever.
That's really what it is. I don't want to like block her in with anything unless I do something where it's either a spotlight or, you know, like some sort of like you can actually see a blade coming through.
Mm-hmm.
So as if she's fighting ninjas and maybe, you know, a foot.
Oh yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Right. So now I like, okay, well, we're talking about it. I'm kind of starting to like this anyways. so the idea is to have like, you know, so you can see some sort of blade. So I'm trying to make you focus.
Yeah.
In this space, right? So like the sword itself, so this will be a light. So this would be some sort of circular spotlight that's on her, right? So the next thing is, you know, do I start dropping shadows in this space, shadows coming from this direction, right? But you know, that those are the things. So shadow would cross her somewhere here, so it's got to be. So that's my next thing is do I do like, so this is the shadow in her this area, shadows going in that area, shadows going on like that. So that's really what I'm looking at is how do I make this interesting now that it's more focus, right? If this was a cover, the character would be a lot smaller. I have to make sure there's title area and the stuff, right? And that's what this is. This would be, I would take a photo of this, send it to the editor. The editor would prove it, and I would go in and do my stuff. I will probably end up scanning this and probably going to see if I can color this digitally and see what it looked like from a digital perspective.
Yeah.
Right. So what I'll do is I will normally, once I get my pencil, this is my pencil, I will scan it and go on my computer and kind of do gray tones of just going in and painting lights.
Yeah.
Right.
No,
to see what it looked like before I actually commit to, because once I lay down ink, it's
can't change it. Yeah.
I'm done for. I'm done for. Right. I make a mistake.
I would say experiment with it because you know, there's different ways you can do it. You can do it like pure black hair, or you can do it like kind of like a purplish.
So
right?
that's the thing. The next thing is I want to make sure that I want to give it like as if she's powering up the sword. So I want this glow.
Yeah. Make it the side blade.
Right.
Sure,
so the side blade, but at the same time, I want that color reflective. So I want that purple right here on the edge.
Yeah.
Like just the highlight.
Yeah.
Right. Because otherwise the character becomes too flat. Right. You can see more of her hair, and the light will be some sort of light source that will be like this. So I want to give it like, so I'm looking at, let's see, light. So this would be bright in that pocket.
Yep.
So I'm going to see a little bit of bright pocket, right? And this bridge here, right? Then it will be some sort of light that will just shine within this area because the light's coming down on her. So that would be her hair. That would be her hair like that. So this is the kind of, right?
Yeah.
So when I'm working on the character, that's really what I'm looking at is, okay, so she's powering up her stuff, energy, this will glow. So I have to give some sort of rim light in certain area that will give it depth, and you can see more, because otherwise, if I have a direct spotlight directly down on her, everything becomes dark.
Yeah.
Right? Unless I do something with the floor.
Yep.
Right? So this is where, like, okay, the concept of, like, I take a while, but normally it will take me a couple days, right? So I'll work through the night, you know, then tomorrow morning I'll be groggy when I'm making breakfast or something like that. Then as I walk away, I'll come back and things will fall into place after, you know, just after a while you work on a piece for too long, you kind of need to walk away, then you come back after.
Right.
Right.
Definitely, you know, I think wherever you land on it digitally, consider making prints. like and then, you know what I mean, like just having,
that's
like,
the thing. This is a lot of the time a lot of my stuff is all digital. That's the first thing. This would have been done digitally. I would have done this in a day of just punching it out, right? But because of these illustration board that I purchased like a couple weeks ago, right? I said I need to crack it open. So I experimented, right? So the first thing I did was, okay, how will it be treated when I did full-on painting the way I did it with just rough brushes, square brushes, just to, like, literally, if you look carefully, you can actually see all the little things, but from a distance, that's what you're looking at.
Yeah.
Right? Without the reflection. So you can actually see the textures and stuff like that. So you can actually see it on my Instagram with the proper, this light is directly over top. Then I did the same, right?
Yep.
All the break pieces. So this will be for next year's.
Okay.
Right. So this piece will go into the book, and this will be as an auction.
Nice.
Okay.
Right. But I said, okay, so I kind of worked it out. I'm using a, so I tested with a brown pencil, color pencil. Then I did some inking just to see, right? These things are all experimental. Like I did a little bit of dry brushing. I went over with her hair, right? It doesn't look like anything at the very beginning. If you see some of my photographs where I just kind of did this, did that, it's kind of muddy, right? When I do stuff, it's very muddy, but it's painting, it's layer, right? You layer, you let it dry, you kind of layer and you build up the light as you need it to. Then the final piece, I did some purple stuff and I waited for the dry. And the purple's in the background, you don't really notice it, but a lot of it is, I applied a yellow cast to keep everything all uniform. Went in with the airbrush, right? And the circle was actually a bunch of rolled tapes. So you can see my spray paint. So literally I just did this. Right? The inner circle is this, and I sprayed right in here, right? That's really what this stuff is, right? I just grab whatever is available, and I don't know what I wrote, but, you know, I just made up random characters, right?
Nice.
I was going to do the Evil Dead incantation characters, if anybody's going to notice, right? So those are the, like, when I do that, it's just all experimental. So I put a lot of tape down. As you can see the tape lines as I peel off. I'll probably get a X-Acto knife and clean that up. But yeah, that's like my thinking process is, it's all about lighting.
Yeah.
Right. And creating the mood that I needed to create. And I figured when I did the Hellboy he's very brown. He's very, like, I wanted the red to look kind of like that. But the brush stroke is what did it. Because
are you doing like commissions for people?
I am doing commission. Yes,
Okay.
I'm doing commission, but these are not commissions. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
these are just for the.
Yeah, this is just
Yeah.
me. I have to be active. I
Yeah.
have to be like all the stuff. Like the commission stuff is that's going out to those pieces are leaving once the postal strike is over. So these are the comic procuring commissions. I had 19 of them.
Nice.
So this is a ink wash Dracula.
Wow.
Right? So this was a Power Ranger I did on a cover that I was complaining to Dynamite CO, or is it Boom Studio CO, about the cover
Boom.
they used.
Yeah. It's cheap paper.
It's very, very cheap paper.
Wow. That's
Right?
cool.
I forgot the Inhuman. I did that a long time ago. Here's
Rogue.
Oh, nice.
right. So the cover is actually a most of these covers are wraparound.
Nice. Gambit. Yeah. Nice.
Right. So those are the little fun stuff. I did one for because CJ placed an order in for this is all for comic for curing cancer stuff. I didn't know how many commissions I got until K-pop sent me the file. It was like 19.
Whoa.
But it was all for good cause,
Yeah.
right? And CJ likes like monsters and stuff, so I did that. Then he was like, "Hey, my favorite character is Elvira because of her, her assets,
Boobs.
right?" So I did something on the back for him as a joke, right? And he's like, "Okay, so that's gonna go to that." Then the this is for Nauman.
Nice.
So this is Nauman.
No. Oh. Absolute Superman versus Batman.
Yeah.
Maybe we should get offline so he don't see it later.
Oh no, he saw it. He saw it. Don't worry.
Okay.
That's what he requested, right? That's the
Okay.
kind of stuff that, right? Because I got the sketch covers. Like all my sketch comes with a CCG form, like an artist's signature forms. So I provide that with all the just in case if you want to submit it for. Normally, what happens is I would send it in, and you would get a yellow label. Right when you get it graded. But I provide all the necessary documents and stuff like that. I won't show you my phone number, but there's
Nice.
so that's the signature creator agreement form. So I fill that out, and what you do is you fill out the client portion.
Yep.
Right. So the initial stuff was normally if I have to send it in, I have to charge you for all the shipping and all the fees, right? And most people are already paid $150 to $200 to $300 for my stuff, and I didn't want to charge them an extra $100 for this stuff because it comes from Canada. That means it's leaving Toronto. It's got to go through custom, right?
Yep.
And they do the stuff. It goes down to Florida where they get graded. They get a yellow label, right? Then it gets drop shipped to the customer with
gotcha.
that extra $35 to $40 FedEx fee, right? So I was complaining to them. I said, this is no way this is going to work because it's stupid the amount of commissions I do, right? That means you, as a client of mine, will be texting me all the time for, where's my book? Where's my book? Where's my book? Right? And CG takes 3 months, 4 months just to grade a book.
Yeah.
Right? And the only issue is I said, you got to do something better. So they came up with the forms, and that way I hand you this book for the price you pay for it. It's up to you. You can, if you don't have an account, you can take it to your LCS, right?
Yeah.
And they have a bulk fee. You know what I mean? So it's still cheaper in the long run. Because if you live in Florida, right? You could just bring that into their office,
Yeah.
right?
Well, either go to the LCS and then they can do it for you too. So
Exactly,
Same
and
thing.
that's it's a lot cheaper that way than waiting
Yeah.
for me, because I don't want to charge you that extra $150 because it's coming from Canada. It's still cheaper for me to put this in a flat mailer with a bunch of cardboards and a little styrofoam
Mhm.
and just literally put it through Canada Post, the regular mail, because it goes through a U.S. Postal Service too, right? It's still going to cost me what, less than $20 to get it to you, right? Unless you want to prioritize or whatever.
yeah,
I think
us
it's like
shipping to you, it's going to cost us more to ship to you.
yeah, exactly, right? So
Yeah.
you know, like then this one, oh yeah, here's the Detective Comic one.
Oh,
Somebody wanted that one, the facsimile.
nice.
Oh, that's cool.
This is one of those covers that I hate doing because it's kind of like Bristol board.
Oh, okay.
You know, the stuff you get from school. Remember that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So just to get the cover,
Oh,
right?
oh, that's so gruesome.
Yeah, it's very, very gruesome with the ha 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 ha. Poor Robin, right? I call the cover Poor Robin. Right?
No, but the
Right.
colors work. That's great.
It's acrylic, right?
Yeah.
Because the when it comes to like color tones, I have to make sure everything pops, right? You're asking for it. I spray coat all my covers with a varnish, so you're actually pretty good. If you spill water on this water will bead right off, right? Right. So that's what I do. I mean, look. I mean, this is fantastic, right? Just the reprint of the book. Like all the old ads
Yeah.
and stuff, right? So DC's been doing these facsimile stuff, and I've been grabbing them as much as I can. Those are the kind of stuff that I try to do. Then on top of that was when I did these sketch covers. If you spent so the way you guys remember how that worked, right? The Comic for Curing Cancer stuff was they would put the commission up for bid.
Yep.
Then what you do is you would go to the American Cancer Society, put in your donation under Rob Fatstack, and he verifies that with an email, and that's how it works, right? So if you bid over $150 for a cover, I threw in my custom sketch cards.
Nice.
Right? So everybody gets a sketch card. So yeah, I let me grab it. So everybody gets a
Whoa.
custom sketch cards. That is like I slabbed it myself. So that's what you're
Nice.
looking at. Right? So those are my 1-of-1. That's slab. That's so everybody sent me their list of characters. Here's Naman. Right. Star Wars. There's the Rogue
that's
Gambit again,
awesome.
right?
Look at
Right.
that.
Guess who that is for?
First, I thought of
Right.
CJ.
Exactly.
You just give him a topless one.
Yeah, I can't do that. You know, it would break canon, right? Like Rom the Space Knight kind of
Nice.
stuff, right?
No, you break
Ooh.
CJ. That's what would happen.
Yeah, right. So here's
Sweet.
Catwoman, right? I think this is for Papa Wheelie,
Hmm.
right?
Nice.
That's going to Papa Wheelie. I think Dave from Still 35 and Storm. I forget. There was, I think the only thing left is I'm waiting for, because I don't have a sketch cover, I'm waiting for the X-Men 101 facsimile being sent from Australia. And I forget what he wanted on it, but that's, yeah. So I'm waiting for that. That's stuck in the mail right now. So yeah, this is, you know.
That is so cool. I love how you slabbed all the cards with the labels and all that.
Yeah, it's
All right.
so
All right, Otaku. We
Oh, we're gonna kick off.
yeah.
Sign off.
Yeah.
All
there we
right.
go. You guys are done.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us, man.
No worries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Well-
we are changing our name. We're going from Double Dragons to Double Tigers.
Oh,
Moving
nice.
forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want me to change that around?
Well, not to put any pressure on you, but if you can do a
We'll
tiger
see
one,
you guys
that'd be
later.
great.
yeah.
All right, Jeff.
Have a good night, guys.
Yeah.
Night.